Welcome to the Game of Risk, everyone. I'm your host, OliveXC, a top player at this game, and today we are in the semifinals of the Risk 1v1 World Championship. If we manage to win or tie today, according to this current leaderboard of standings right here, we will make the finals. If we lose, we are out. We are going up against Frail Waif, a top Grandmaster and my round 1 opponent. 4 games on USA, 4 games on Dino Canyon Zombies. Let's do this. So this first game, right off the bat, is insane because look at the southeast. There are 3 blizzards, making that a 1 border area. But also look up above. You can control 3 continents, like the northeast, as well as like the plains area, like with like a 2 border area. So I am just prioritizing making sure I'm trying to have access to the middle of the board so I can take and stop the upper right hand area, while also trying to keep a line and making it difficult for Frail to take the southeast. Also, Texas, which is normally a great pick, I can't take it here because that blocks that off. So that's kind of crazy and requires a strong understanding of the continent. So what I ended up doing is I have to take Texas here to get access to the bottom area, and I place down there, and Frail places in New York area and takes the region and breaks my continent that I took for myself during pre-selection. However, while Frail is getting plus 8 a turn because he's going to be able to hold a continent, I'm going to be able to hold a continent with 1 border myself. So we're actually in a weird state of balance right now. Like I've never played a USA game like this. So Frail on his turn, he's just getting some good dice rolls, taking territory, trying to get me below 18, so I get 1 less troop. On my turn, I put in my troops and... Oh my gosh, I'm losing a lot of troops right now. 3v1, oh, the 3v1 fails. So I gotta get Frail's troops down, so I have to attack a bit more, so... that was a rough turn, but it's fine. As long as I get bigger sets, I'll be able to overcome this disadvantage. So Frail on his turn makes some additional attacks. I attack. I get some pretty decent rolls going in. I'm able to get his total territory count down. I go back. We are in a good spot. Frail once again makes the attacks. Now I have to attack again, and oh my gosh, I lost 5, and I lost the 3v1. Oh, guys, that is just awful right there. That's the worst luck I've ever seen. So, I do a Hail Mary play right here, hoping to get amazing rolls on a 97. It fails. And yeah, Frail is going to wrap this up right here. He is going to win, and the score is going to be 1-0 to him going into game number 2. So game number 2 is another crazy blizzard combination on like a Texas and like I think Arizona. So now the West Coast is now a 1 border region that I can use for my advantage. And Frail is forced to pick Oklahoma, which is a really bad pick. So I'm prioritizing trying to take as many territories as possible on the right-hand side of the board because the game is going to be decided on the left-hand side. I'm also noticing that in the upper right-hand side, from Frail is trying to connect me from New York to the West Coast, so that way he'll be able to stop my 1 border area. So I'm prioritizing placing as far away as possible from the West Coast and the upper part of the board. And I noticed at the very end right here, if I actually do make that connection, I connected Frail all over the map, which is why I'm cheering right there. I cannot believe I was able to do that. So I placed everything in the middle. I completely outplayed Frail in territory selection here. I get to his stack as quickly as possible to maximize my effectiveness on the roll, and I get a good roll. It's good enough right here. He's going to have a little bit of extra troops, but he's going to have to break that continent, which is going to reduce the total amount of territories that he gets. So he gets the blitz off, takes a continent, but I have 20 territories right now. That's a little bit more than what I need in order to win. So I just prioritize breaking the southwest, attacking around the map, and now look, I am at 26 territories. Frail's only getting 4 troops per turn. He tries rolling me down, but he can't do anything about it. So I get 8 troops, and he just gives up. The score is 1-1. Heading into game number 3, we are now seeing some normal quote-unquote blizzards this time. Like, man, the first 2 games are just insane. But given that these are pretty like a normal blizzards, I'm just taking the standard picks right now, taking very disconnected territories that you can see in the disconnection map. I am noticing he's potentially be able to connect me up top. So I'm prioritizing making him select some of those territories. So because of that line he's creating, I'm hoping to be able to attack around the map. I'm also noticing that within the California, Arizona region, he has an isolated territory I was forced to give him. So I'm trying to avoid making a connection down there in the middle. So as we get to the final picks at the end, I'm avoiding the most disconnected areas, Oklahoma and the Minnesota area. As we place our armies down, I recognize that Frail makes a critical mistake. He leaves a 4 trying to split his army, but I can just place all my troops down and hit it. The optimal number when you do a split is leave around 7 troops, because 7 is unlikely to succeed. I break him, and Frail's army cannot reach me. I have an advantage. I then prioritize attacking around the map, holding multiple regions that Frail now has to break. And it's not guaranteed he has to break this right here, because he has to split off his troops, which also gives me a territory lead. He breaks run region, but he has to do a 4v2, and it fails. Frail is in a tough spot now, so he just tries to take as much territory as possible for himself to try to come back and win this, but I am in a really good spot. I'm going to get the attacker's advantage on him now, plus a bonus that I get. I prioritize breaking all the continents as early as possible, getting attacker's advantage on his 6, getting a good roll. I break his continent and get a lot of territory on the board, and I am just going to be able to take this game right here. There's just nothing that he can do to come back. So he gives up, and the score is 2-1 me. Heading into game number 4, we can see that again we're seeing pretty normal blizzards. The top part of the map is going to be a little bit hard to navigate to because of those blizzards in the plains area of the board. But otherwise, I'm just taking overall isolated spots. One thing that I do pretty early on is I take that spot right there, and I use an emoticon symbol to make Frail think I'm going to place there. One thing I've learned about playing Frail is that he's very kind of susceptible to mind games, which is why I'm able to predict him a lot in our series. So because I expect him to think that that's going to be my isolated spot of the board, I'm expecting him to place in Wisconsin 1 spot to the left of that. So I'm going to then play a mind game and then place my troops in the Appalachian Plains area. And that's going to allow me to get an isolated location, being able to attack all over the map. So as I place my troops down and he goes and takes his turn, he does exactly as I predicted. Frail, if you're watching this, you want to know why I'm able to predict you? It's because of those mind games tricks I do on you throughout our series. So Frail makes a lot of attacks around the board, but I'm going to get the attacker's advantage on him. I have a genuine chance to make a flip right here. So again, I prioritize breaking the continents, getting to him as quickly as possible in the most efficient way, and I go for the 100% blitz, but I only go +2. That is not enough right there, unfortunately. So I attack as much as I can again, but I open up his 5 to an attack, and guys, this is not good. Frail's getting 6. He's getting all this extra territory right here. And there's just not much that I can do at this time. He's only getting 4. I make an attack. I can't do anything. He's going to wrap this up. The score is 2-2 heading into Dino Canyon. And now we head into Dino Canyon. And these games are a little bit longer because they're a lot more intense. This map is really, really complicated. You already see this on the first pick because Frail made a crying symbol. that pick I made right there forces Frail to split the map in two. The connections on this map are so challenging. You'll also notice I'm prioritizing taking the lower left-hand side of the board, as by making those connections, it's going to force them to connect other ways, like around the map. Another thing that I'm doing is when Frail takes a corner spot on the island, I take the other one. I know he's going to be making perfect selections, so I'm prioritizing not giving him two isolated spots that don't really matter as much. So as we go through our remaining picks right here, I'm really kind of liking this setup. I think I've done a good job taking spots in the corners on the right hand side and the left hand side, and that's forcing him to place more in the middle, and that's allowing me to be able to attack around the map pretty effectively right here. I do close off the right hand side, but that's a sacrifice I kind of am going to need to make. So because I give up the right hand side, I'm gonna be able to control the left hand side and take a lot of territory. If you can't, and then Frail, as we can see right here, he does a 2-stack right here, and I predict one of them. So I go for the blitz right here. I get an amazing blitz, which I am so happy with. And then what I do is I just prioritize taking a lot of territory, and Frail's stack is not connected to me. So I just take a lot right here. And guys, you're now seeing my special style about how I like to play zombies. What I like to do is I like to hold a lot of continents at once, and this stops the zombies and my opponent. Because Frail gets a bad roll, the zombies will be unable to get me. They only attack you if you have double, they have double your amount of troops, and now I'm getting 17 per turn. I am breaking the balance of the game right now. So I break Frail's only continent at this time and just attack a tremendous amount on the board. Frail eliminates the zombies because he's hoping they infect me, and then they end up attacking everywhere. So Frail is just attacking a little bit, hoping that he gets a miracle, but a miracle doesn't happen. He gets an infection. So I start crying a little bit, saying this is fine, and he starts giving a little tongue face, but it's too little too late. I defended my borders, and I am up 3-2. Heading into game number 4, and I'm in a lot of trouble this game. So there's two connection regions that we both take right away, but guys, look at the blizzards on the right hand side. Frail can potentially hold 2 continents with only 2 borders, as you can see right here. So this is a very overpowered setup right here. I learned a lot of this, particularly when practicing with Eric, but I'm doing a couple things in my favor. Wanted to take the lower right-hand territories to force Frail to kind of connect down the middle a little bit. And again, I'm placing the lower left-hand side. And Frail, I don't think I saw this in practice with my distinctive territory picking style, which is making things a little bit more challenging for him in order to stop me. So thankfully, as we continue placing down our territories right here, it's getting close and down to the wire. I'm trying to avoiding splitting the map in 2, but I realize at the very end, if I avoid the splitting the map in 2, he's going to connect me everywhere through the middle, so I have to do that. So he gets me in placements. It's just a very overpowered setup, but I get the miracle zombie territory right there that gives me access to his army, and his army doesn't access mine. Guys, I got so lucky right here. So Frail, recognizing that I'm going to be blitzing him, is just proceeding to attack all over the map, lowering my territory count. Because this is zombies, I'm only going to be getting 4 troops instead of the normal 6. So I immediately go in. I am prioritizing breaking all of the continents, trying to find Frail's army. I get a pretty good blitz. I go +3 on him. And now I am prioritizing breaking all of the continents, taking my individual regions to force Frail to split on his turn, and now I have a good lead in territories right here. There is one zombie territory, and it breaks Frail a little bit, but doesn't break me, so that only helps me right here. So he's only getting 5 right now, and I'm going to be getting 6. He does correctly count that. So I have a bit of a lead and advantage right now. So I try to get a little bit extra territory, but I think this is a mistake, because he's really close to holding the right-hand side bonus. I should be prioritizing breaking that. I also overextend doing that a 3v1. I didn't have to do that. He was only getting 4 anyway to begin with. So now he's attacking a little bit, taking like some aggressive moves. And now he's holding potentially more continents on the right-hand side. Like the overextension that I made was a mistake. I leave a 2 down in that one location to try to hide to get to the late game. Because in zombies, late game favors player 2 because they get bigger sets. And after the turn ends, the zombies will hide your location, attacking all the ones that you're leaving going through them. But again, I split off some 2s, but since Frail is taking that continent, I have to do a 6v3, and I made a mistake here, guys. Just my overextensions attacking forced me to make an aggressive move. I failed the blitz. The zombies failed to break Frail's continents, and now look, you guys. He is going to just hold all the continents, get an overwhelming lead, and he played a great job this game coming from behind. He's an excellent zombies player and absolutely deserves this win. I do a Hail Mary play. It does not go well for me. And now the score is going to be 3-3. So now we're heading into game 7. And guys, I'm a little bit worried right here. And this is because I have to win this game and in the next game. Otherwise, I'm going to tie the series and hopefully I make the finals, but this is so tough. Frail is pushing me to my limit, but I'm making some mistakes right here, guys. What I should have been doing this game is taking more territories on the right hand side, because that continent is not very important in terms of pathing. However, since Frail is getting the majority of territories in that region, that's forced me to be placing more in the middle. Even though I'm getting a lot of territories on the lower left hand side, which is part of my distinctive style, I'm blocking myself off all over the map. In addition, what I'm doing right here is I'm completely blocking off the right hand side, just taking a lot of stuff and giving Frail too many hiding spots. So because of my mistakes and Frail's excellent territory selection, he has multiple places to hide. I'm guessing he's trying to hide in the middle part of the island. So I go all in there and I am right. Guys, I got so lucky this game, but Frail outplayed me. I got an incredible roll, but oof, guys, that was rough. That was so rough. So immediately I go to my distinctive continent taking style. He loses nothing attacking a 3 and gets lucky, but luckily he fails the 5v4, which is about a flip. So the zombies now are not going to be able to break me. Hopefully, right? We'll see. Go up? Yes, they go up. And now I'm going to use my distinctive continent-taking style in zombies, where what I'm trying to do right now is I'm just taking a bunch of Frail's territories, holding on to additional continents, and forcing Frail to try to break me. I go back because I know he's going to be coming from the left-hand side, and a 3v5 is almost 0%. He can't blitz me, so he just takes a little bit of additional territories. The zombies won't be breaking me, and I have a distinctive, overwhelming lead at this time. So to avoid overextending and taking too many territories, what I'm trying to do is holding all of the borders with at least a 3 so the zombies can't break me right here. Look at what I have right now, guys. Look at this beautiful 4-point guard. The zombies infect me, they won't be able to break all of my continents most likely. And now I am breaking the balance of the game in my favor. Continent taking style for the win, baby. On my turn, when I go for the attack, we'll see I get 20 troops right now. Frail can't do anything about it. I am going to clean up right here, and I am going to be leading 4-3. Heading into game number 8 right here. This is the climax, you guys. I have to win. I have to win going second against one of the best players in the world, against a player who's pushed me to my limit. And look at Frail, he's adapting. He is taking the lower left-hand side, but the bigger problem is, look at that continent on the right-hand side with those triple blizzards. I never saw this before in practice, and I have to learn on the spot. Because Frail, again, has a potential 2-point guard to hold this continent, so it's very overpowered blizzards. So I recognize early on I can't stop him from blocking me off on the right-hand side. So what I prioritize doing is start taking as many territories as I can on the right-hand side, because it doesn't affect the pathing. And Frail makes a critical mistake towards the end right here, where he ends up connecting himself in the middle of the map. And because he makes that connection, what I'm able to do because he has to guess my army. If he guesses wrong, I'm going to have a significant lead. He doesn't correctly predict me in a 50-50. I have access to his army right here, and he can't get and hold any individual continent. I have a significant chance to flip right here, you guys. So Frail on his turn takes as much territory as possible for himself. And this is it, you guys. I have to get this blitz. This is for the thumbnail. Do I get the blitz? Do I get the win? I wish him good luck. All one here, and I get the most amazing blitz ever. You guys, I can't believe it. I was so hyped when this happened. I thought I had a legit chance, and I lose my time for fortifying because I'm getting really nervous right now because this game is a little bit in my favor, but Frail has come back before. He's taking a little bit of territory, correctly getting me down to only getting 6 troops. But now I am using my signature continent holding strategy. I'm taking over this continent and fortifying it. Frail now has to win a very significant flip, or I'm going to get an overwhelming lead. So now Frail is going for the attack. He wins the flip and breaks it with the perfect roll possible for himself. He's now doing one more attack, but again, I'm still getting 6 troops right now. I'm still in a pretty good spot. I'm going all in on this continent right here. I don't get the best roll, but it's recoverable. But guys, I get infected right here. This is horrible. Now that I'm infected, I lose my ability to hold my continent. The zombies take over everything. I lose my territory lead. This is a really bad situation right now. So Frail trades in a set. He can't kill me, but he can do a lot of damage. So he's trying to potentially hold that like bottom continent. So I turn into set because I know that he has most of his troops right there. I am going for the blitz. I do the 8v6 and I get the worst roll possible, guys. After having the most amazing luck ever on the blitz, I'm now getting the worst luck ever. Frail is staying alive right now and I'm getting nervous. Luck is going both ways this series, but I need some luck right now. I'm down to just 3 troops. But the thing is, because we're down to 1 location each, we're entering a really weird stalemate right now. So I am prioritizing moving to the left side of the map and trying to split out, and that's what I do over the next several turns, because again, this match gets a little bit slower at this point. This is such a challenging late game scenario. So Frail turns into set and doesn't do much. And I make a mistake right here. I'm trying to take and hold this continent right here, but I don't have enough troops, so I waste my set. So I don't know what Frail was doing. Hopefully he was wasting his set as well, or he messed up trying to find me. Frail turns into set on 3. I don't have a set. I'm really scared right now, you guys, but he doesn't find and kill me. I'm just trying to move my 10 to the lower left-hand side slowly. And that's going to allow me to spread out and hopefully stay alive, because the longer this game goes, the bigger sets I get, and that's going to put Frail on the disadvantage. So I'm going to continue attacking, moving to the left-hand side, but I'm just trying to think, how can I get an advantage over Frail? He turns into set on 20. This is a critical moment. He finds me. Oh, what a really, really nice pathing that he did right there. Just incredible star sense. And I'm really worried right now, you guys. I can't find him, but even though I can't predict where he's going to be, I decided to put him into a really risky play, going for a continent. I know because he traded a set on 3, he's not going to be able to train him for a while, and I get him into, I think, a good checkmate move right here. Because he's not getting sets, I'm getting 7 per turn to his 3. In addition, I'm going to be getting 5 more troops in him for every single set that we turn in. So now, that's like basically an additional 17 to 21 troops per card trade in orbit. Frail has to come to me, and since our troops are just spread far apart enough, he can't come to me and fully kill me. But when he comes to eventually attack me, I'm going to be able to follow his army and hit him. So he trades in, he hits me, but I know where he is. And guys, I turn in my set. I go in for the attack. I'm so nervous. Is this Frail? But guys, I'm going to let the real life me take over the rest of this game because you got to hear this live. Let's go! Ah! We did it, guys. We're gonna be in the finals. And we just took on one of the world's best players in an incredible match. And we won. This is how champions are made. And I just want to thank Frail Waif for being such an amazing competitor, a Risk friend, and a wonderful member of the Risk community. I hope you all enjoyed this video and got joy out of seeing such a wonderful match between us. This is OliveXC signing off.